Occupational therapy is a type of therapy for those recovering from or living with a physical or mental illness. It encourages independence by engaging in activities required in daily life. These activities are those that the client finds meaningful and/or important and enjoys. As OTAs, we take a client-centered holistic approach to therapy. So there's a number of different reasons we use crafts in a therapeutic setting. For one, it helps with self-expression. When people have a hard time saying what's on their mind or what might be bothering them, they might be able to use the craft as a catalyst to help bring that out. On top of that, it helps develop fine and gross motor skills, and it helps reduce stress. It also helps with cognitive disabilities and giving a sense of accomplishment. Finishing a craft and being able to have something that they created on their own or gifting it to somebody else really makes a person feel good. And on top of that, there's no right or wrong in crafting. No matter what you make or create, it's going to be great because it came from the heart. All of the supplies for this project can be found at your local dollar store. Scissors and tape for sure. String, maybe. If you can't find it at the dollar store, they do have a 36 pack at Michael's for $3.99, and I did find a 105 pack on Amazon for $14 free shipping. This makes this project extremely affordable and can be done by a large group of people. Following along with us today, we have Howard, Mr. Bones, Hootie, and Miss Cinnamon, who will be making bracelets of their own. Okay, now that you have the materials needed for the craft, the first thing you're going to do is pick your colors. I chose pink, yellow, and purple to match with my Fox uniform. The more colors you pick, the harder the task will be. So first you're going to take your first color, purple, and your ruler, and you're going to measure about 2 feet. Once you have 2 feet measured, you're going to cut it and pick up your second color. At this point, you'll just match the string to the first string you cut in equal distance. Once they line up, you're going to cut that second color, and from there you'll take your third color and do the same thing. Line it up and cut it. Now you have your string ready to make your bracelet. So now that you have your strings for the bracelet, the first thing you're going to do is tie a knot. You want to leave about 1 inch to 1.5 inches at the top free so that you have room to tie it once the bracelet is made. So what you want to do is wrap it around your 2 fingers, fold it under the string, and pull it through. Now you have the starting point of your bracelet. Once you have that, you're going to lay it on a flat surface, take your tape, and tape the free pieces to the table. Tightly secure it with 2 pieces of tape to make sure it doesn't slip through. Now that it's taped to the table, you're going to pick your first color. For those with cognitive deficits, I created a key over here listing the colors in the order they go in and when to start back up to the top. So your first color you choose is yellow. You separate the yellow from the other 2 strings, make a 4 with the yellow string, and then tuck the yellow string under the remaining 2 colors. Once it's tucked under, you're going to pull it through and pull the knot to the top. You'll repeat this process until the desired length for that particular color. So you'll just keep doing it until you have your yellow as long as you want to have it. So once you have the yellow at the desired length, you're going to pick your next color. In this case, it's purple. You'll put the yellow and the pink together and separate the purple. Doing the same thing, creating a 4, tucking it under the pink and yellow, pulling it through, and then pulling it up. You'll continue doing this step until you have the desired length for purple, at which point you'll go on to the third color, which is pink, and then once you're done with pink, you'll start back up at yellow. You'll continue doing this until the bracelet is long enough to fit the desired person's wrist. Now that we have the desired length of the bracelet to fit a particular person's wrist, I'm going to show you in slow motion how to tie a knot to finish the bracelet. So now that the bracelet is finished, you're going to cut off any excess string, leaving about 1 inch to 1.5 inches on that side as well. That way you can tie it on to whoever's going to wear it. And like I said before, for those who are cognitively impaired, there's a key that they can use telling them what color and what order to go in. And those with severe fine motor skills can also use yarn that's a little thicker and a little more easier to grasp. So apart from this craft being affordable, it helps a wide variety of people. Those who have fine motor skill deficits, it helps them because you're heavily using your fingers and your wrists and grasping the string and tying knots. It also helps a little bit with gross motor when it comes to pulling the string upwards and fully engaging your arm. It also helps those with cognitive deficits. You have to follow directions, you have to remember what color each string goes in order, and it also helps those with visual motor impairments. A lot of times people who have trouble with hand-eye coordination, it helps with that. And those working on bilateral coordination, using both hands simultaneously. And finally, social interaction. You can do this with a group of kids, adults, anybody. And you can pair them up and have them interview each other on what colors they want and what orders they want the colors in, which also goes hand in hand with the cognitive. So there's any number of uses for this. And it just helps get them engaged with other people. On top of that, it just feels good to give someone a gift that you personally made yourself. So it really helps build your self-esteem. Special thanks to sound production, Elvie and Ash. Guys, give us a wave. Oh, thank you. Oh. Special thanks to the world's best cameraman, James Dudzik Jr.